What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna do a follow-up review on my Ar613 pressure washer. This machine right here that I got a little bit over a year ago. I've been using it for this whole time, and I just want to give you some real-life experiences with this machine. If you haven't watched my initial review on this machine, you click a link in the corner above. I just want to give a feedback is if I'm still as impressed with it as I was the day I got it. I'm going to answer some of the most common questions I get asked about this machine, but first I'm gonna be also building a wall mounted solution for this machine, because I've been using this basically on the floor this whole year. Just was setting it up on the floor and just whenever I need it. Now I'm gonna have a more stout wall setup on this machine using the items that you see in front of me. Now for the hose reel, I chose this model. This is a general pump 100-foot hose reel for pressure washers. This is a nice stout hose reel. I really like the finish on it, and I read some good reviews on it, so that's why I got it. And I'm gonna link it down in the video descriptions if you guys are interested. This is not too expensive either. It's about 75 bucks, I believe I paid for it. Along with this, you will also need a pigtail for your pressure washer to connect it to the hose reel. And for the shelf and for the hangers, I'm going to be using the some wire shelf from your local hardware store, and some brackets for the shelving as well. I'm going to be mounting this in my garage space right here. I also did some custom plumbing for this machine as well. Obviously this setup will not apply to everybody, but what I did here is basically I was fortunate enough to have an opportunity to run hot water to my garage as well. So I made two shut-off valves, which I could, if I need to, I could use hot water with this pressure washer. Now this pressure washer is rated up to 180 degrees for warm water. So your typical top hot water is about 130, so you don't have to worry about killing the pump or anything like that, because it's not hot enough. This machine could easily take the hot water option if you have that opportunity. So basically I have a shut off here and here. If I want to, whichever solution I need, I could just open it and shut it off and have it flowing directly to the pressure washer. Now if you have open walls like this in your garage, you'll need some kind of plate like this, so you could mount the hose reel, because this has to be mounted very securely, because you're going to be pulling it all the time with your pressure washer hose. I have a Cobra Jet hose I'm going to be attaching it to, so you need some stout plating behind, so you could mount the hose reel too. You can't just mount it to regular if you have sheetrock on your walls, because you'll just pull it right off. Mounting solution is fairly simple, just like any shelves that has these hookups. You basically have to anchoring rails, you have to screw them down into the wall or the studs. You want to make sure that you use at least 2.5-inch screws, because the pressure washer is fairly heavy. It's about close to 50 pounds, so you want to make sure it supports the weight. After that is done, you could just hang your hangers, and we can move on to the hose reel itself. I actually pre-drilled holes for the screws that are going to be holding the hose reel, so that they go in easier. Before actually mounting the hose reel, you want to make sure you attach the pigtail before you do so, because it's and I have a pretty cramped space in between the 2x4s, so it definitely eases the job when the hose the pigtail is attached to the hose reel before actually mounting it to the wall. I used a 4-foot pigtail. They make them in all different sizes. You can get 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, you name it, they have it. So you just have to pick the one that will suit your needs. Once the pigtail was mounted onto the hose reel, which is attached the hose reel onto the wall. For the shelving itself, I actually used a this wire shelf. Reason I chose to do that is because that way that gives me opportunity to see the pressure washer from below, make sure if anything is leaking or not. If it was standing, I was gonna use a standard wood board, but then again, it got me thinking, then I won't be able to see it if anything is leaking. So I picked this wire shelving. Actually, they actually come in white. I painted everything black color, so it basically blends in with the surroundings and looks much better in my opinion than just plain black. Once we have the pressure washer set up on the shelf, I could connect the water and the hose reel connection. I set up everything so everything is quick disconnects, just in case if I need to take it out, just quickly could disconnect it without unscrewing anything, which is very convenient. And we're pretty much done on top. Now on the hose reel, I have to wind the Cobra Jet hose. Now this is where I actually found the little issue that I wasn't expecting I would have with this hose reel. It was really not an issue, but just for me, I wanted to have everything quick disconnect, and to connect the hose reel to this reel, you basically have to connect it through this 90-degree turn connection, and then you have to bend the hose, and there's just not enough room to fit a quick disconnect over there, so you have to thread it in just the standard way, which kind of sucks, because if I want to take the hose off and you know, just use the pressure washer somewhere else, I have to unscrew it on this end. But I'll look into other possible solutions in regards to this to see if I could make this a quick disconnect. Now when you guys mounting the hose, make sure you use this red plate they provide. This is basically to hold down your hose, so when you come to the end of the hose reel, when you extend it all the way, you're not pulling on the actual connection. This basically holds it in place. Instruction with these are not very thorough, so just a pointer for anybody who's gonna be using this hose reel. It's actually a nice hose reel because it has a stop that you could just pull the spring and it will stop at the desired length, so it will not unwind unnecessarily if you don't want to. Aside from the fact that you can use a quick connect on the hose connection on the hose reel, everything else is it's pretty nice. I mean, I have nothing to complain about. I actually moved the power outlet. It was on the right next to the hose reel before. I moved it to the other side of the stud, just so it's not in the way, and it looks better in this position in my opinion. Also, I have added these hangers. They're originally made for your closet to put your clothes right on. I basically cut off the ends and painted them black, and now I have a nice resting place for my gun and the wand. That way I have everything stored in one place. So there it is. That's the finished product. It might not be the prettiest, but it's definitely functional, and it works. So I had this machine for a little bit over a year now, and what are my thoughts on it? Well, honestly, it works the same way as the day I got it. It still puts out roughly around 2 GPM per minute. Haven't really had any issues with it. It's been running solidly for well over a year, and I still like it. I think it's a good piece of equipment, especially considering the cost. Now, as all you have to do is probably just, in terms of maintenance at least, I would advise to change the oil at least once a season. I use the AR spec oil they recommend. To change is very simple. I just flip the machine over, remove the dipstick, flip it over, drain the old oil, and put the new one in. It only takes a very small amount of the actual bottle. The bottle is like, I think, 16 ounce, and maybe it'll take a little bit over a quarter of the bottle, which is not much. I was thinking it was going to take at least bigger half, but no, it's very small. So actually one bottle will last you for at least 2-3 oil changes, and that's pretty much it in terms of the maintenance that you have to do. The most common question that keeps popping up about this pressure washer is whether this pressure washer actually works on a 15 amp circuit, or you need a dedicated 20. Well, my answer is it definitely works on a 15 amp circuit, and that's based on pure life experience testing this machine for over a year, not based on some amperage meter or factory spec sheet. So it definitely works, and to prove that I'm gonna do a little test and show you exactly. As you see here, I have open walls, so I could show you. I have a white Romex wire running to my electrical outlet, which is designated for 15 amp circuits, and on the other side here I have my garage fuse box. So I'm gonna give you a little test. Let me just put my camera down, that way 2 of my hands are free. All right, I'm gonna do a phone cannon test while running this machine on a 15 amp circuit like I have it set up. I'm next to my electrical box. This is the breaker that controls the outlet that the pressure washer is connected to, just so you see. So I'm gonna spray some foam now, and you'll see if this trips. I just shut it off just so you see that I'm actually controlling that outlet over there where the pressure washer is connected. So this is no phony test, but as you see, I could be standing here all day and making foam, and this thing will not trip on a 15 amp circuit. So just to prove to anybody that's doubting that this machine will work on a 15 amp circuit, it definitely will. Now, with that being said, you will need a dedicated 15 amp, because if I probably hooked up like something else that would draw a lot of power, it'll probably trip at that point. But the objective here is that on a dedicated 15 amp, it definitely does work. And the phone cannon, it has the bigger orifice in it. I think it's 1.25 if I'm not mistaken. For this machine, I think that's the recommended size, because if you put the smaller orifice in the phone cannon on the Ar613, you're basically going to be stressing the pump, and the outcome of the foam is not as good, I think, as it is on the higher orifice. And I think that will do it. I think I covered everything. I mean, this machine is awesome to this day. Well over a year. Works good with the Carbajet hose. Have no complaints. Hopefully I answered some of the concerns that some of you might have in regards to this machine, and gave you an idea, if anything, for some shelving or wall mounting setup. With that being said, thank you for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, give me a like, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.